So yeah, basically this is what if Issei was the reincarnation of Gogeta Part 1. Now this is really annoying me now because you wanna know something? I've been trying to post this over like 3 times now and it's just trying to keep acting up, so I'm just gonna do this as quick as possible. This may be like 15 minutes at the most. I'm not even trying to do much. This will be a good amount of parts. I may add my own stuff to it as well. But yeah, all you have to know is that you better like this. Because I won't, because this will be getting annoying soon, trust me. So, what I was saying last time, he has more than just Super Saiyan 5. Trust me, I've tried to post these several times, but let me tell you let me tell you the forms. So, he has Super Saiyan 6, 7, 8, and then he has God, God 2, God 3, and then he has Blue, Blue 2, Blue 3. And then he has evolution into 1, 2, and 3. He has all the Kaioken forms up to 20. He has Ultra Instinct. He has Mastery. You know, he has Omen, that's Ultra. He has the complete Master Ultra Instinct. He has Ultra Instinct 2 and 3, and then he has an Omni state. And then he has these Omni forms. So yeah. So yeah. I want to show you his true form. Hidden back with that Bond guy. Lucky's came out of the Don guy. And all my family's gone guy. They say it ain't over they say it's over when the fat lady sings, but you know it's really over when that black lady sings. So yeah, this is his true state. If you're wondering, yeah, this is his true form. I know it's just Goku, but I don't really feel like showing you. I know it's Goku, but I don't think they have another version of that. And this is his angel staff and destroyer aura. So yeah.
That's a 16-minute video. I better like some.
So yeah, this is when you see yeah, so this is when Issei, after that 3 months, finally would wake out of that coma. But you're starting to ignore Rias. He's been sleeping for so much. So yeah, after Issei would finally wake up from this nap, he would then say, "Where am I? What's going on?" he would say. So this is when you would see Rias walk in our room and say, "So you're finally awake." He says, "What are you talking about?" She would say, "You've been asleep for 3 months." He says, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that." He then says, "Alright, so who are you?" He says, "So what are you and what do you want from me?" So this is when Rias would say, "I revived you, but you back to life. You belong to me now. I have allowed authority to change your name." Issei would laugh at this, saying, "You don't have the authority to change anything about me." It's using Gogeta's voice, by the way. He says, "My new name, I am Gogeta," he would say. "I am not Issei Hyodo, I am Gogeta, and that's final. I'm Gogeta Hyodo, the strongest person in the world." He says, "You don't have to be this cocky," he says. You'll soon see why I'm so cocky," he says. "You'll soon see why when you see my talent," he would say. She would say, "Okay." So this is when you see Issei then say, This is when Rias would tell him, your parents won't even think you're alive anymore. They don't know where you are. They don't know this when they say, your parents think you're dead, by the way. Just so you know. This is when the Issei was insane. Well, can you at least just make my parents get their memories back of my existence and make them think that I always look like this? Rias says, okay. She then says, alright, so what do you need from me now, he says. Well, you're free to go. You have 2 days to get ready for you going back to school. He would say, got it. So, after 2 days, Issei would finally go back to his normal team of going back to school every day. As every person would be shocked seeing how Issei looked now. As Issei looked so much different, all the girls are starting to have crushes on him. As when you walk in a room, no one recognizes him as Issei. So he then says, hey guys, this is when, the teacher says, hello there, Issei. He says, the name isn't Issei. The name's Gogeta, he says. Gogeta Hyodo. Alright, she would say. Anyway. Oh, this is when it's like the really hot teachers, if you're wondering. So yeah, this is when you teach. She says, okay. Oh yeah, if you're wondering, I'm gonna put one more person in this hero now. I know it's this. Seraphol. Yes, I know. She's not being a cool girl because Issei's older than her, by the way. So yeah, he's old as Meliodas. So yeah. He then says, I'm not getting used to this, so when is class over? She says, if you're really that cocky, she says, I'll give you all the work from the end of the year. We're not even halfway, they're halfway through there, by the way. So Issei would finish all the work in about, I don't know, you can say about 3 hours, in about like 15 minutes. So shocking her, saying, how? We haven't even learned this stuff yet. He said, man. I taught myself, he says. He said, I knew it. I already, Does it really matter? Well, not really, she would say. You pass. As Louisa says, no. Let me just wait until it's lunchtime, she said. No. So this is when Issei waits until it's lunchtime. As Issei, he would then have his own bento lunch. Which was like a massive one, like a suitcase, like an adult suit, like a couple-size suitcase, just the food. So yeah, he then opens it up. So yeah, this is when he then begins to eat it. He's like, just eating like a Saiyan. So yeah, this is when you would see the school was the lunch lady was out of desserts. So this is when you would see. So yeah, Konoko, she will walk up asking, was there any desserts left? But this is when the lunch lady would say no, no, there isn't anymore. He would say, so the purported Matada and Motohama over there, he said Matada and Motohama took it all. This is when you would see Konoko then knees them both in the balls now they're just holding it. And she did like one of her full power kicks, which, yeah, they won't be able to ever do it with a woman again. Just know this. So, yeah. So, this is when you would see Issei then. This is when you would see Konoko then go over to Issei, seeing that he has sweets. This one is which he made this on himself, and he can cook better than, Soma. Yes, Soma from Food Wars. Yes. She gonna bust by the taste of my meat. Or food. It doesn't matter. So, yeah. If you don't know, also, I'm gonna give a shout out to Rustich too. He made the Shonen Jump rap. It's like it's an anime protagonist rap. It's pretty funny though, especially as far as when especially when they start talking about somas. So yeah, basically he can cook as well as somas. So yeah, basically this is when you would see Konako would ask Issei, could she have some of his sweets, which was just chocolates, I guess, and like a slice of cake. So yeah, this is when you would see he said, if he's stuffing his face, as he said, sure, there should be some left. Which yeah, there was like two chocolate bars, and like some cake left. She would say, thank you. And she would sit next to him. And she says, he also sitting in the corner, by the way. So she says, so how does it feel to become the devil and everything? He said, nothing really changed that much, he says. But weird things have been happening to me, so yeah. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna have to find a fallen angel girl name who attacked Issei. Couldn't find her, but, so yeah. So we're just gonna continue the what if anyway. So basically, this is when, Kanako would say, you're not as bad as I thought you were, Issei. He says, thank you, Kanako. He says, anyway, I told you my name was Gogeta, not Issei. Yeah, sorry about that. Anyway, she says, so do you like it? She said, yeah, they're really good. They taste better than even the schools. Thanks, anyway. He said, thanks, anyway. So, this is when, she said, Rias wants to meet up with us after this class, after lunch hour. After your next class, she says. Oh, he says, got it. So, yeah, this is when you'd see, So yeah, this is when you see.
No.
So yeah, this is when you would see him then say, got it. So yeah, this is when you would see, and then, so this is when you see, so now so this is when we go after the lunch hour. So this is when Issei then says, that was good. He's like, he then says, and he said, He said, that was good. Anyway, so this is when he then goes to his next class, doing that class. So this is when you would see, they had another short little break. This is when you would see Issei then say, goes to, he knows what, no, that's not what I mean. I mean, he goes to see, he knows where Matsuda and Morohama's gonna be next. This is when you would see, so, anyway, so he would catch Matsuda and Morohama. So yeah, he would catch Matsuda and Morohama peeping on the girls, as this is when Issei is much more of a gentleman now since he's Gogeta, as he would then grab them by their shirts, telling them, why are you peeping on them? Issei, come on my man, they're like, you know you want to do it too. This is when Issei laughs, saying, well, I'm not a pervert like you losers, he says. All you losers are looking for is just to seduce a woman, not even actually love her. You weirdos just want to seduce a woman, which makes you guys nothing but scum, he says. Anyway, I'm going to mind my business, he says, before telling the ladies, as he then said, girls, come outside. There's two perverts trying to look at you when you're naked. So this is when you would see the girls come out, first saying, Gogeta-kun, they were like, are you peeping too? This is when Gogeta says, no. But I did catch these two. This is when he said, you're so cool, Gogeta-kun. We know you would never do that. Sorry for doubting you. He would say, it's fine. He says, do it again. And then your head won't be there. He's like, he's like, do that again to a woman, and you may get your head knocked off. You idiots, he says. Okay, they're like, so yeah, this is when you see, so this is when Kiba would come to Issei's classroom, and then say, I'm here for Gogeta, can he come with me? This is when the girl says, Kiba-kun, can he stay without him, because how are we supposed to have at least one of the cutest boys in school who isn't a pervert? This is when he's like, please, sorry, ladies. This is when they would then, take Issei with them. This is when Issei then, Issei would then say, so, Kiba, what you need, bro? Brother, he would be like, well, you see, Issei, Rias needs to see us. She needs to see you. So this is when you would see, so Issei would walk in as they would all greet Issei. Issei would say hello there. This is when this is when Issei asked where was Rias. Akano says she's taking a shower. He then says okay. As he asked her could he have some tea. This is when she would give him some tea as he would drink it and thanking her for saying it was really good. This is when he would then begin to just float in the air and just sit crisscross until it was time for Rias to come in. This is when Rias came in, greeting Issei, telling him that you're not the only one here, yada yada, blah 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 blah. Issei would say, got it. This is when Rias says, you can go home now. She says, no, you can go, and she says, alright. So later on in the day, this is when Issei would then go home. As he's walking home, a fallen angel then appears, saying, throwing a light spear at Issei, with Issei dodging it, saying, whew, that was a close one. He's like, this is when she's like, how'd you dodge my light spear? He said that, because I wanted to. And he then put a smirk, saying, let's see if you're even worth a challenge, as he began to fly, saying, now take this big bang attack. This is when he would hit her with a big bang attack, but this is when he would see, she was actually able to just barely dodge it. He then says, I should probably do what Rias has said to do. We have a flashback. This is when Rias says, you should probably awaken your, here, she then told him how to awaken his boosted gear. And this is when Issei says, this may be more interesting than I thought. This is when Issei remember where Rias told him what to do. And he then said, okay, breathing in and out, he then says, alright, come out, boosted gear, boost. As the boosted gear come out, saying, it worked. So instead of coming out like in the first liberation, this came out in the Dragon Booster liberation. Or, as Drake says, Dragon Booster, second liberation. And if he goes, and he can go Juggernaut Drive at any time. And when he goes Juggernaut Drive, nothing like his body don't hurt or nothing like that. He won't die since he's immortal. Well, not immortal, not completely immortal yet. When he get completely, he needs to die at least once or twice before he becomes completely immortal. To where like he's like bond level immortal, but but you can't eat his soul or like make him turn to stone or nothing like that. No stupid tricks. Because of his Saiyan potential, he can go already. His normal boosted gear is this. Yeah, this is his normal boosted gear. I mean balance breaker. This is Juggernaut for him. And then his final form for boosted gear for the time being will be DXG. Issei's newest form, his DXG form. So yeah, his newest form will be the DXG form. Or current form. That's gonna be like a form he gets in a little bit. So yeah. For the current time, he just has balance breaker. He doesn't need to use like another power at the moment. So yeah, let me see if I can get any music going on in here. Well, never mind then. So anyway, so when she sees the Dragon Booster set by Liberation, she gets scared, saying, no way, he can't be him. It's impossible. He can't be the Red Dragon Emperor. It's impossible. But I thought Rainer just killed him 3 months ago. How is this even possible? He gone this far. We haven't even been sensing any weird energy. She's like, oh shit, I have to get out of here before he kills me. This is when he says, yeah, get out of here before I erase you from existence. So this is when she gets out of here out of fear. So now we skip to when Issei would usually tell Rias about the booster gear. Rias would say, you already have the booster gear. Impressive, Issei. Thanks, Rias, he would say. So yeah, basically, this is when you would see Issei then say, alright, see ya. So now we go to the next day. So as Issei goes to school, we see him, bump into a girl. Her name is Argento. She is, as he bumps into her, she falls on the ground. He then apologizes, saying he didn't mean to hit her so hard. She says this is when she looks up at his love at first sight as canon. So the change here is that Issei does not get her a shot of a panty shot because he's a gentleman. He isn't like canon Issei. He's Gogeta after all. Yeah, so this is Asia Island. And he's a gentleman, and she's wearing this, except she has her nun head on too. So he then noticed that she's a nun. As he says, so you're numb? She says yes. So this is when she asks her if she need help with anything. She would say she needs some help to get into the church at the top. He would say, oh, alright. So on the way there, they hear a little boy crying. As they walks up to them, as Issei then puts his hand on the little boy's cut as he lets out a tiny bit of key to where his hand looks a little golden. This is when Ozzy would then also help with her twilight healing, as she would say, your healing ability is impressive. Right back at you, Issei would say with a smile on his face. So she would still say, as he would say, yours is amazing. It could be even greater than mine. She then says, yes, I think it's a blessing from God. A real blessing, she would say, and get a bit sad. He would then say, anyway. So he then says, oh, we're almost there. So this is when Issei would get his double sense activated. He would realize, that activating, it means like something. I'm in enemy territory. He then says, sorry about this. I'm going to be late for school. But maybe some other time we can talk or maybe have a little fun. She says, yeah. He said, you have a good day. You have a good day too, she says as well, with a smile on her face. So as this was when Issei and Rias would have a talk. This was when you would see Rias would still say the same thing, telling him to stay away from Azia, or something bad may happen to him, and she doesn't want nothing bad to happen to him, not because of her power, not because of his power, because he's a good person, and she doesn't want nothing to happen. Plus, he belongs to her after all. But he says what? She then says, just kidding. And she then puts her hand on his chin. She just says, trust me. It may feel for the better. I don't want to lose you, she says after a while. He then says, alright, Rias, he says. Well, we all know my nigga was just lying to her. So anyway, this is when you would see, pretty much the Azia arc would go pretty much the same until you would see, So this is when we would go see Issei. This is when sorry, I gotta get my words together. So, Issei would get a contract to have to go to, the place where Freed is, as in canon. As Issei would walk, as he would sense a lot of bloodlust, so he would walk in there carefully. As he would take off his boots, as this is when he would step in something, as he says, ew, what am I stepping in, he says. This is when he puts his hand on his foot and then sees blood, and he says, what the heck? The nani is this? He even smelled it, saying blood. This is when you would see Freed over there saying, so you're the little devil bitch I'm supposed to kill, he says. Dang, you have to be that rude, Gogeta's like. Well, let's see if I can break the record of how many pieces I can chop you into. Issei would laugh, saying, yeah, right back at you, you weirdo. He says, anyway, I'll shoot you with my righteous gun and slice you with my Star Wars sword. It's a little reference. If you don't know, in canon, the saber is a sword that Freed and a lot of the weak people use, and there's actually like a Star Wars sword. It's a saber. I think it's a saber. I forgot what the sword of Star Wars card. But yeah. But anyways, let me get out of this thing now. You came here for what if you did not come here for me talking about Star Wars. I'm sorry about this. Anyway, so we continue the what if So this is when Issei says, alright, let's go, little man, he says. Since Issei is taller than Freed after all, since he's 6 feet tall. He would then say, alright, this should be easy. Hold on, let me show you a picture. He then simply says, Kyle, Ken. This is when he would then power up regular Kaioken, as he says. Well, couldn't find a Kaioken Gogeta, but yeah, he just simply went Kaioken. As he would then punch Free in the face, saying, let's see how he does. Well, this is when Free gets signed into a building. This is when Gogeta would just put his hand behind his back, and he would just begin to simply dodge all of Free's slices. As Free would begin to know him to where he would shoot things, but as it would hit Issei, nothing would it wouldn't even phase him because he was a key barrier up. So this is when he then starts shooting really fast to where Issei actually has to grab the bullets, as he would then just throw them on the ground like Goku did. And then he would start deflecting them with his finger. And so this is when Ozzy would walk in the room, still screaming from seeing dead people on the ground. This is when you would see Free would explain what's the true intentions of the church is for. This is when she would see Issei. Or she would say, Gogeta, what are you doing here? He would reveal that he's actually devil. So yeah, he would say, if I told you that we couldn't be friends and I wasn't supposed to see you again, I'm sorry, Ozzy. She says it's fine. This one should jump in the front of him, saying, I won't let you hurt him. He's a good person. He showed me intense kindness. This is when he then smiled. This is when he would see Free says, well, it's not allowed for a saint to love a devil. Is it now, Ozzy? My little Ozzy. Issei would get a little angry about him just doing that to her. As he says, stop doing that to her. That's just rude, you jerk, he would say. And what you gonna do about it? As he then said, she then gave Free more reasons why Issei's a good person. But this is when you see Free say, this is enough of this bullshit. And this is when he would slice Ozzy's clothes off. Well, majority of them, just the top. Well, to where her torso area is, at least. This is when he says, don't you touch her. He says, touch her again and you'll die. I'll show you no mercy. This is when he would then put Ozzy on the wall, saying, you know what happens to naughty girls? She then says, don't hurt me. As he begins to get, begins to get more and more angry the more he does it to Ozzy. So he says, ah, 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 as he then goes Super Saiyan on this man. This is when Ozzy and Free feels an intense power around him. And this is when Ozzy would look up to see if he's transformed somehow. But you know, it's Super Saiyan, obviously. So yeah, this is when he would turn into Super Saiyan, saying, I won't let you touch my friend no longer. I'll destroy you, Free Sozin, now. Die, as he shoot a Ki blast, hitting Free. So this was when you'd see Kiba then come in with his sword, slashing Free, as he would then hit Free and kick Free in the stomach. This is when Akano would then come in saying, what is this? Who is this? She would look at Issei saying, oh, Issei, how you doing? He said, oh, hey guys, he would say. This is when Rias would apologize to Issei, because if she would have known that he was a priestess and everything, she probably would have been there sooner. He would tell her, man, I was handling this man too fine. This man's just weak. That's all you can say, Rias. She says, but it's still my fault. I should look after you, consider I'm your master, after all. He says, don't mention it, Rias. Just know we're even now. So yeah, he then says, anyway, can we finish him off now, he says. This is when Free says, oh shit, this is too many people, I can't face them all on my own. He then called for backup so he can get out. This was when they still take Ozzy and Issei, with Issei saying, bye Ozzy. This was when Ozzy says, I will never forget you, Issei, and the kindness you have showed me, she says. He then has a tear rolling down his eye as he says, alright Ozzy. So yeah, basically, this is what you would see. This is when Issei would then be transformed back into base. This is when Rias begin to actually say a lot of questions about how he can transform and everything. Issei would then reveal everything to them. He says, my name is Gogeta for a reason. I am a Saiyan. Before I was born a supernatural, but never knew it. Saiyans are aliens from different species. but a person named Akira Toriyama made a show known as Dragon Ball for the humans to watch. They didn't know it. I watched it along with them, considering I just thought it was make-believe, just like another human would. Until I found out by Gogeta himself that, yeah, the world ain't what it seems to be. I mean, things are not always what they seem. And the truth was that Gogeta was actually a fusion between Goku and Vegeta, and they were actually, actual people. So yeah, that's a lot to take in, especially him saying, he says, I will reveal everything else at another time. This is when you would see, this is when he says anybody good night, as he's an instant transmission to his house. As the first thing he did, he just got on his pajamas, and he didn't fell asleep. So yeah, he didn't he didn't fall asleep. Should I make him meet Drake already, since he did unlike that part of the bounce? He did watch the Dragon Booster, since he did unlike the Dragon Booster. You know, Issei unlocked, so yeah, so when Issei woke up, he was having a dream that he's still having a dream that he married Rias, because I still want that dream to know. Yeah, you had that dream a little earlier than canon. So I'm trying to find the picture of Drake. So yeah, he still had that dream, so this time you would see, he didn't say what dream. He didn't say a what dream because Issei wasn't dreaming nothing strange or nothing like that. So there was no point of Drake even mentioning something like